Well, technically in the forecast on Monday, millions and millions of people will get the chance to see a total solar eclipse. Solar eclipse happens when the sun and the moon and the earth, they are perfectly aligned. So the moon passes between Earth and the sun, and it temporarily blocks the sun's light and casts a shadow on Earth. A total solar eclipse like the one on Monday, it's when the moon fully obscures the sun. A partial eclipse means only part of the sun's face is blocked, and that's what we'll see here in Idaho. And it's a bit of a drive for us Idahoans, but NASA says more than 31 million people live in what's called the path of totality, and that's where the total eclipse will be visible as long as there's no cloud cover. Another 150 million people live within 200 miles of that path. We're not out of luck, though, because people living outside of the path, you'll get a nice little show, that partial eclipse coming up on Monday. But how long will the eclipse last? Well, it depends on the location you live in. But some spots will see the moon fully cover the sun for about 4.5 minutes. It's a rare sight, and millions of people there are already traveling to new areas so they can get a better view. State of emergencies, they've been declared in several parts of the U.S. as state and local officials, they try to free up resources as they anticipate a lot of people coming to their area. And as you may recall, this isn't the first time this has happened, of course. A solar eclipse has been visible within the U.S. several times, but most recently in 2017, the path of totality, it stretched across most of our country. You can see it there. And that included Idaho, specifically Weiser, Idaho. And the preparation then was much the same to address concerns about public safety, financial damage, labor costs, and cleanup, anything you can think of. Washington County commissioners, they passed an emergency declaration to help free up some extra funds. Weiser, Idaho, population of about 5,500. But this weekend, that population is going to double or even possibly triple for everybody coming into town for the total solar eclipse. It's been more than a year of anticipation in this small Idaho town, but tomorrow, the day finally comes here, the path of totality for one of the most anticipated eclipses of the modern century. It's Sunday afternoon, and downtown Weiser is starting to get busy. The locals say it's not overwhelming, but they know more people are on their way right now.
We're ready for whatever comes, quite honestly.
Weiser Mayor Diana Thomas says the energy around town is very positive now that the big day is almost here.
There came a time early last week where they were getting a little nervous because of some of the reports, but since it started and seeing how it's come together, I think they're very comfortable with it. I think they're enjoying it.
How long have you been waiting to watch this?
About my whole life.
Weiser local Riker McElroy may be on the younger side, but he's on the same page with most of the people here.
Weiser, Idaho, we decided to come up here to see the eclipse. You only get to see that maybe once in your lifetime.
Of course, the total solar eclipse is the main event Monday. But before that, there's a lot to see here.
And we love the town.
At Memorial Park, Marianne McFarland and her family are one of dozens of vendors cashing in on Eclipse Mania.
The glasses sold out in Salt Lake. Right now the shirts are flying off.
McFarland works as an occupational therapist in Utah. But this weekend, though, her job's all about pushing products.
Whether or not we sell out, we've had a blast.
And, of course, enjoying the eclipse.
We found Weiser to be a really welcoming place to be.
Michael Rossi and his friends and family drove from San Francisco to be in the path of totality at Weiser High School. Rossi says after hearing about the tough winter Weiser had, he wanted to get out here and support the community.
We intentionally didn't come up with food or didn't come up with anything because we just knew we just had to come in and let them take care of us.
The talk of the town Sunday night is the traffic into town, but everyone agrees so far so good.
We aren't having the crowds and the traffic problems they stated. It may get heavier, but there's still room for more people, so we hope you'll come and enjoy the community.
We'll be live right here next to Weiser High School starting tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. So join us all morning to get a preview of the total solar eclipse, and make sure to follow us on social media for the big preparations of what's going on right here in Weiser. Reporting in Weiser, Idaho, Joe Parris, Idaho's News Channel 7. Get that kid a comb. Okay, if you did plan to go check it out on Monday, though, know that it's not safe to look directly at the sun ever, even when it's a partly or mostly covered by the moon. But to prevent any injury to your eyes, NASA, they say you should wear the special eclipse sunglasses, and many different companies sell them. There are actually some in some local stores here, but there are fakes out there as well. So make sure that yours are legit. Take a look at the lens first, and they should have a silver look on the outside and be black on the inside. Should also be able to find a code inside, something like IS123132. You can just, I don't know, send us one if you have a question. But you can order them online, or you can get them in stores here. But just make sure they're not fake before you look up into the sun. Oh, and one last thing. This is actually the last time you'll be able to see a total solar eclipse until 2044. We'll finish up the show after this.